What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to more Black Desert. So today is going to be another updated video that I made a while ago. And basically, throughout 2022, we made a lot of guides, and it's 2023 now. So a lot of them I'm going to be revisiting and updating just on information that's changed and things that I do differently. So today, we're going to be talking about my favorite gathering spots. And I'm going to try to show you and talk about things that I think are good. Some are obviously better than the others, but overall, Guru 17 Gathering. I've done this for a while, and here are some of my favorite spots that I go to. And it depends what you need. So overall, I would say if you're doing this, basically there's 3 or 4 more or less relevant ones, and the other one's very specific. So I think as a beginner one, I would say the ones that I think are the most popular are fluid collecting, monos or butchering, and sometimes lumbering. So to give you a quick rundown, if you are new, haven't life skilled before, and you're wondering, okay, so which one should I do? Lumbering is like obviously chopping down trees, getting wood, and it's for building like obviously things with wood, so like boats and other like plywood stuff. I used to do this, and I personally think that lumbering has a higher XP rate. So if you're just going to push XP, obviously hoeing and lumbering are pretty high up on that list. However, if you're trying to make money or do alchemy, fluid collecting is basically bloods and saps from trees, and that's pretty good. Butchering is obviously meats, and you use that for cooking. So this is the one I do the most, and I think this one is the most beginner friendly of all of them. So if you are just looking to get into life skilling or gathering in particular, butchering is probably the one that I would recommend to you guys, because it's really easy to do. And even if you are just trying to do it for XP, you can get the meat and then sell it on the market, just the raw materials, and get a lot of it. Otherwise, the best thing to do with money overall, I guess like all end game life skillers would tell you, you get the raw materials and then you cook it into a higher tier, and then you sell it for like maximum profit. And so that is correct. But if you are new and you like have no idea what you're doing and you just need money, it's really easy to just get the meats and then sell it on the market, and that's how you do it. Pickaxe is a lot of like raw ores, rocks, and everything. So you use these for like cooking utensils and everything else. So a lot of this is out in the desert, and there's really one spot, which I'll just show you right now because I don't particularly know, like, or it's going to take a while to get there. So you're going to see a lot of edits throughout the video. And so down in the... where is it? Hold on. Pilgrim's Haven. There's a lot of nodes, or in this node, there's a lot of rocks that you get rough stone. And for anyone that's wondering how you do it, you just go to the node, and then there's a lot of rocks, and you use your hoe, and then you're good to go from there. And then, or your pickaxe. Hoe is for like herbs and gathering for alchemy. Same with fluid collecting, more or less. They're the same but different. And so you gather like flowers and everything. So it's a lot of alchemy. And this is like probably, in my opinion, the highest XP. Maybe not necessarily the amount of money, but different things for different people. And tanning knife is for skins and like leather. So if you're making armors and horse gear or something, for example, yeah, that's for that. So as you guys can see, I personally do a lot of butchering, fluid collecting, and lumbering. And so yeah, I'll be showing you my favorite spots. And with that said, throughout the event, I have been receiving a lot of these gifts from you guys, and I want to say I truly do appreciate it. You guys are actually helping, and all the things that we get, like all the materials that we get from all these gifts, I will be doing a video of enhancing whenever the Wusa or Megu Awakening comes out. And I like doing this live, so if you send a gift, I will 100% send it back, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you for choosing me, and I think you get 3 of them, so if you send it to your favorite creators, that's cool too, or your friends. And so yeah, let me get these, and we'll be doing it. So before I start, I just want to say there'll be a timestamp somewhere, and then on the video you can just skip through it if you're not interested. So receiving or like returning, another return one. Cool. All right, so we got one. Let me move that one. So the only thing I'm really worried about is spelling your name wrong, and that's why I have to like double check. Also, for the record, I know it like sends a friend request when you send these back, and I don't think anyone really looks at their friends list in this game. So if you don't want me, just feel free to delete me, and trust me when I say I probably won't even notice. So trust me, I won't be upset. Also, thank you guys who have like very easy names and that aren't like barcodes. You guys are the real MVPs. You could copy paste these, but it's like you can't just like highlight here. You have to do it somewhere else, which is kind of dumb, but it is what it is. I think the worst thing you can get here is a horse riding or training scroll. Let me guess. You are a Musa main. I actually heard that in the future, when they do all the class changes, Suck Musa is going to be even more cracked than it is right now. Yo, 4-letter name, let's go. You know, that would have been funny if I said that and then somehow literally spelled it wrong, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Let me guess, you are a ninja main. All right, cool. Done for today. Let's open these. The worst thing you can get, in my opinion, is the 1 hour extra mount XP. Because everyone else, anything that you can get, aside from the juice boxes, are actually sellable on the market, so that's money. And the fail stacks are pretty nice. Hope I didn't get any of the scrolls. We got juice box, Argent Sharps, Capris, Memfrags. Yeah, we got 450 stacks. You know what's funny? That sounds like it's good if you are like a newer player or something. But I've always told myself, if I run out of fail stacks, we're done enhancing forever. Because like realistically, as in from an endgame player, from me to you, Just buy all your gear. There's no RNG through it. And yeah. So first of all, I'm gonna speed through this first spot. Like, okay, so let's go to all the stuff or the places that I think are good for gathering. So I'm gonna speed through this one because it would actually take like 10 minutes to do one rotation. This one is for lumbering. This one, it may not be the best one, but it's never taken. And so you would start like over here. We're in Heidel, right? So like, I guess we could start over here. This is what I used to do. So you put your tent down right here, and then you just go through all these trees. This is the exact rotation that I would go to. You pick up all these trees over here, and then you go up to here, collect all these trees, and then you go up in a loop over here, and then you go down here, collecting all of these in the middle, and then go up from here, and then up here. The reason why we are leaving these, like, let's say all of those at the end, is because you'll reach them again. So basically, we did like an entire C in the loop, and then what you would do over here, from over here, you go up, collect these trees, these 3 up here, and then, so what I personally did was go through here, picked up all of these in a line, and go down, and then you take these. Back in the day, before the celestial horse was a thing, so like the horse whistle that we have here, they used to actually, well, I mean, there is still now, but if you have a celestial horse whistle, it doesn't matter. But if you don't, you should park your horse here, because if you were to go from the end of the rotation, which is down here, or over here, that's 500 meters roughly, and so you would be able to whistle your horse. So if you don't have it, park your horse around here. If you do have it, it doesn't matter. So then after that, you would go down here to get all these trees, come down here, get those, do a little loop, get all of these down here, go here, get all these, and then go up down this path here, over here, pick all of these up, and then pick all these, and then go down here, and then pick all these. So be careful if you're on the Elvia realm. That's about it. And just keep going down here, and then by the time you hit the tower thingy, the Agris, whatever what it's called, like whatever this thingy is, Ultra Imp Tower, that's when you stop and make a loop. So the reason why we stop here and we U-turn it back and pick everything you missed all the way up here is because that hits the cooldown. So by the time you get done with all of these trees, you can just ride back, and you would go back to the start where we left off, right? And so this is actually the cooldown for like all the trees to reset. And basically you get all of these, and then you come back, you get any of them that you missed over here, and then you pick off the ones that you didn't go through over here, and you should be back to the start where we did before. And so once you collect all of those trees, the ones you started with will be reset by that point. So that's what I did. This is for lumbering and wood chopping. There are other places, but what we're going to show you next is some butchering and for saps, bloods, and meat. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, welcome back. So we are currently at spot number 2. And this is the good old classic. A lot of people know of it. And this is where we get a lot of wolf meat and or wolf blood. So I'm going to actually show you this rotation, unlike the tree one, because it's a lot faster. So I usually park my horse over here, install my camp thingy. Let's get this real quick. So what I do normally as an opener, you take your thing, get the life buff, and I'm not going to do full buffs just for the sake of, like I'm just doing a demonstration one route. So what I do normally, assuming I had like full buffs and everything going, here's what I use actually. So if you have this, you should have a lot of these because they've been giving them away for events, at least on the NA and EU server, so you should just have them. A lot of people just use these freely. And I will say 100 mastery is actually a lot of like profit. So I wouldn't use them just randomly. If you think 100 mastery is just whatever, wait till you get to high end and the difference is a few hundred million when you're doing cooking and batch processing and whatnot. So it's actually a lot of silver, believe it or not. So anyway, get your life skill, food, and all that stuff going. This is what I would do. I'm just going to show you like a quick rotation of how I go about doing things. So you would get these over here. And personally for me, like if I were to full buff and everything, I could get very close to 2000 mastery. I just need like a pen monos and then we're just like good to go. So this is what we're at right now. If you were to min-max on your artifacts, there's one I think that's kind of expensive. It requires like a fortune, lightstone plus the other one. Basically it gives you gathering drop rate and like life XP, gather drop rate, mastery. It's kind of expensive investment, but like even if you're just going for XP, like it's not that bad. Like it's not really a race. The more mastery is good, but the way I see it is if you are just going for XP, then it's not bad to get gathering, because every time you get like any life skill up by a level at a certain point, your mastery goes up by 5. So like right now I'm only at like 1870 without many buffs going. I have this thing running, but that's about it. All I have to do is get a few more, like give me 1 pen close and a few pets, and even if I don't have pets, I'll just hard pop some buffs and I'll be at 2000. So either way, like I've been gathering before Monos and Logia was even a thing. So like I can tell the difference between like how much mastery actually makes a difference. So just to give you an idea, it's pretty good. I would highly recommend using your mastery very wisely, assuming you're using those scrolls. So basically we just go down here. Sometimes you might overclear, so you just kill like the extra ones on the side and you'll be good. But usually for your average person, most of them will respawn by the time you get to the beginning, and that's pretty good. So yeah, like right now, I wish I kept track of it, but like if you use Agris on, well, I actually need to use some of my Agris. Let's turn it on and keep it on so I use a little bit while I'm here, because I have like an hour or we'll overcap. So you know how we started with the rock over here? Yeah, so they respawn. You just do a big loop right by this rock and then do it over again. And so this is one of the beginner rotations that I do. So with that said, we're going to the next spot. The next spot we're gonna go to is for like Fox, and it is like roughly around here-ish. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back. So we are currently in the Forest of Seclusion. Back before we were like roughly around here when we did the wolf one, and so now we're over here what the fox one is, like right under this node, roughly under here. So what we're going to be showing you, this is not one that I often need, but it's good if you are doing a lot of blood collecting and or you just need meats. Either way, like it's very good. So what I would do, I think it's good for fluid collecting and or meats, either one. So if you're looking for the most money, I'm pretty sure meats are slightly more than bloods, but it really depends. What you like think you need it for is what you should get. And so yeah, this is what I would start. Where I parked my horse is like the beginning of your rotation. You go up the hill, and I know I could just pop more, like if I would have life buff on, Or even if you don't have a Khan's Heart, you can use the Trent's Tear that you should have gotten through seasons, or the Stellar Spirit Stone, which is 100 mastery as well, which I think is very valuable, actually. And so, yeah, that's one thing. And so what you would do is pick off these 4 over here. I've done, like, I don't think this is the best spot for it, but it's like if you need fox meat or blood for some reason, like for clown's blood, I believe. Or was it clowns or sinners? I think sinners is probably like ogres or something. But either way, this is one of the ones I go to. And then it's basically a giant circle, this spot. And in case you were ever curious to know, this is what I do. And another question I've gotten regularly is why, or like where do you, aside from where do you gather stuff, why and how? This is how. Honestly, where I gather really just depends on what I need through the day. So like sometimes I feel like gathering a different material. Like if you do one thing for too long, obviously you get burnt out of it. But yeah, I just kind of switch it up every now and then, make sure my stock of whatever doesn't run out, and that's the worst thing that can happen. So this is basically 1870 mastery without many buffs. I could like actually, if I wanted to actually hit 2000, I could, just popping a few more things. But realistically, I think gathering mastery is probably one of the easier ones to max out, and cooking and alchemy being one of the harder ones to do. Because the reason why gathering is really easy is because you get the extra tools to be able to do it, whereas the other life skills you don't really. So back when, you know how we started over here, all the things are basically respawned. So yeah, that's the big loop you do, and it's very easy. So with that said, I will see you in our next spot. All right, welcome back. So we are currently under Bear. This is probably one of the most popular spots for a lot of things, but the one that I personally do quite often is down here. So if you take the Bear node and then like the little, you see a little patch here, and then we're just literally under that one. So what can you go for here? A lot of things. There's a lot of elks and everything, and you just do a lot of meat gathering. So deer meat, very important here. So we did wolf earlier, fox, and then currently we're at deer. So this is where I would consider my starting point. And you can put your tent down over here. This is obviously the main road, you can't, so you just put your tent wherever you can. And so what do I do and how do I do it? So obviously you go down here, you pick off the ones over here. Also, for the record, I am aware of mouse movement for me personally, mouse movement with the little like icon thingy, it works better when you're doing things like lumbering, but when you're doing like gathering like meats and stuff where you have to move around quite a bit, I think it's a little bit less effective. It's not bad, but I personally prefer to have it off when I doing that. So basically down here there's a lot of the elk, and you'll see a lot of them just like down here on the map. And so you can pick those off. And this is just the spot I would use. There's a few over here, and then you could, if you either you go down here and collect them, or you get them on the way back. So either way, it's like a straight line down and up, and it's very helpful. So you just come down here, big AoE, and the respawn is pretty quick. So I believe this is a good spot to go away. And honestly, those bat things in the background, I don't think they will attack you. I think they're mostly decoration and just like something just do with the story quest. So either way, don't worry about that. Either way, if you have like any sort of mono ski or just something with DP, you'll be fine. Even if they do attack you, I don't think they will, but either way, you're fine. So there's a lot of things that you can gather over here, and then once you go back up the hill, you'll be fine. So a lot of things should respawn. So this is a very easy rotation. It is literally just up and down the road. Bear, I believe, is more known for herb gathering and like bloods. So I don't know. There's a lot of flowers. See, they're respawning right now. So what you would do if you were doing this a little bit faster than I am is you would go up the hill that we started. You could check by like the bones and the fossils here. And so you can get that and you get nothing. Fun stuff. And then you would know by like the rock over here. And just any extra thing that is still around at the top, you just pick those off again. And then where we parked our horse like 2 seconds ago is something that you just pick off, and then basically everything is respawned again. So this is actually like pretty much how it goes. And in case you guys are wondering, how do you get your enhancing mats? You do a lot of videos quite often. This is how. You just get them quite often. So then you see how you just went down and then like literally all the things are respawned again. Yeah, just keep doing that until you're out of energy. Easy game. All right, so I will see you in the next video. All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back. So we are currently at our next spot, currently under Tashira Ruins. This is a spot where I go for a lot of snake meat and scorpion blood, or scorpion meat. Now, this one is more of like an advanced gathering and cooking one. So materials you'll get here are... Where is it, actually? Let me just... Hold on. 1 second. Scorpion meat is something that you'll probably need at some point if you plan on doing a lot of gathering and cooking. It's good for like Valencia meals and the higher end stuff. So this is why I would say this is not really one of those things I would say are beginner friendly. But back in the day, I used to go gather scorpion meat out in the desert in Valencia. But this one overall is, well, not in the desert, and I like it a little bit more. So to give you an idea of where we're at, if you take the Tashira Ruins node and go south a little bit, where the trees are actually still green, and I would be like right over here, and then you'll find it like a backwards L-shaped and like brownish trees, and then you'll see like a little bridge thingy, and we're over here. So this is a very interesting one that I don't know if it's the best one, but I personally like it because if you're here, you don't just find this spot accidentally. You're like actively going for certain things. So if you ever need like snake and scorpion meat, this would be the place to go. And if you need marmot meat for some reason, I believe that is another place. So I think the priority you'll be going for here is basically scorpions, and then you kill, like, these are very expensive materials. As far as I know, scorpions are basically sold out. Yeah, there's like 500,000 orders. That means good luck getting it. You're gonna have to get these yourself. So with that said, basically it's kind of hard. Too bad you can't highlight certain things, but basically if you just hug the rock, you'll gather, like, you'll find the extra things you're gathering. And sometimes I don't come here often, but I just know that, like, I know the rotation. I just don't know exactly where everything is. So ever since they came out with the Agris for gathering, I do believe this is a lot more relevant, and you just don't have to be here as long as you would before, which is always good. So what you would do is you'd go basically hug the edge of these rocks over here, and then you'll get it. And then if you need Tef, honestly, if you need Tef, just invest in a node. That is a very better option. And so you'd go down this hill, you'll see like the big rock, and then there's another scorpion here. I actually thought there were 2 of them, but maybe I could be wrong. And then you would follow this and you'll see the like little plot of marmots. I personally don't need them, but it's good to know in case you do. If you need snake meat, this is also a good spot. Ooh, Capris, that's nice. And then you follow this thingy down here. Usually the scorpions and everything are sitting on rocks. So if you like, there's not a lot of them. So be careful if your DP is low. The rock skin boars are also like, if you need pork, this is not the best spot for pork, but if you need other things, then I guess you get them here as well. But I would say mostly you're here for scorpion meat. If you need cedar, let's get that too. I personally just ignore all these. If you need them, cool, but the things you're looking for mostly is the scorpions, and you find them like sitting on rocks. So yeah, and then the snakes are just kind of there. So this is one of the trickier spots. Like, it's not difficult to learn it. It's more just one of those, you kind of, it's out of your way to get it. So go up here, then you'll find some more scorpions on here. There's not a lot of them. That's why they're permanently sold out, and you saw like 500,000 orders. It's because no one likes doing this. Now you see why. So then sometimes, I don't actually remember all of them, but it could be, I know there's a few more scorpions around here, and then more marmots. Personally, I just leave all of these boars alone, but if you want the scorpion or snake meat, it's over here. Another scorpion over here. And then there might be one more somewhere. This is not a spot I come to regularly or often, to be honest, but it's good to know just in case you guys do plan on going to make meals yourself. And then so you go down here, collect all of these, and then there's that scorpion again. So basically, it's a very quick rotation. You do a circle, and then that's where you park your horse in the beginning. I know you don't get a lot of materials. This is why I would say it's a little trickier, but this is where you park your horse. We'll just do it one more time because I know this one is a little bit unique and people will probably not get it the first time. You're gonna have to watch it twice. So let's just do it again. Maybe I'll see something I missed as well. Come down here. If you need all of those, cool, you can get it. A few more scorpions. 3 more. I saw the one on the rock over there. Honestly, I would highly recommend just straight up, if you're in this spot, do it with the Agris on. Trust me on that. And you really don't want to be here as any longer than you have to. But all the scorpions will just generally be on a rock. Good to know what you're looking for. Oh, there were 2. I just didn't see the other one. Oh wait, no, that was a snake. Go down here. You need marmots. Cool. If you wanted to, I think pork, it's better to be gotten in like probably Balanos or Serendia regions, not really here in particular. And then I'm not actually sure. I haven't really explored too much up here. But you get the goodies over here. Another scorpion. Also, having a hedgehog, very nice, by the way. There's a scorpion in the middle rock over here. I actually always thought there was like another one down here. There is. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, there's another snake over here that I forgot about. Snake over here. A snake over here. Marmots and another snake, and this is where we started. So yeah, those are probably some of my favorite spots. Extra mentions are if you're looking for using your pickaxe and you need rough stone, Pilgrim's Haven is the classic. Everyone goes there. If you are gathering herbs and stuff, other spots down in Bear are very good as well. Valencia, if you need like lion meat and stuff, it's generally roughly around here. So if you need lion meat, over here is where I would go. And just generally, like, that's about it. If you need various very specific ores, some of them are hard to get, but they're like all the way around here down in Arihaza. But those are my favorite spots. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to let me know what spots you guys use. And if you are new to the channel, I would say thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a quick subscribe and a like on the video. And join the Discord if you are new to the game or just learning how to do anything in general, whether it's grinding, life skilling, or just need some build help. We have channels for all of that stuff in the Discord. So life skilling, everything. If you want to learn, ask me questions. It's all good to go. And with that said, would love to see you guys come back, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.